I need to know. Oh my God. Okay. Hi everybody, I want to thank you for coming today to our December quarterly membership luncheon, which is just the season of giving. Before we begin, I'd like to thank Glenda's Deli Cafe for our food today. So you can go ahead. We always enjoy your food, Glenda. And thank you to the Greenville Christian School who was singing earlier for entertainment for you. And then I also want to thank GEUS in the back there. It's our video live stream sponsor today, and this luncheon is being recorded, so be on your best behavior. At this time, I'd like to call the chamber staff to the stage. So Cameron, Kaylin, and Lauren, and Bonnie Stewart is our chair board, and she's also going to come to the stage. Look at their smiling faces.
I was only allowed 12 seconds, so this will be short like me. I want to welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the board, and I'm sure all of the chamber membership. We greatly appreciate all that you have done for us and brought to the table this year. So on behalf of the board, we'd like to present you with a little bit of merry and joy to celebrate. That's not
Cameron's.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie.
You can give one to you. She doesn't want one.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Before we recognize some other members of the room, I'm going to have our ambassadors come forward who are recognizing new members today. So if you'll come forward and just stand right here. And by the way, we did have a membership campaign in September, and we have 125 new members, y'all. So we have like 720. All right.
Hi, welcome to the Christmas season, the quarterly luncheon at the Chamber. I'm Debbie Sickles, owner and agent of Insurance Group of North Texas, going on our 6th year to be there independently. I am an ambassador to the Chamber, a proud ambassador to the Chamber, and I want to introduce to you a new member, Lone Star Martial Arts. Would you all please stand? This is Brian and Chastity Moser. Again, that was Brian and Chastity Moser. They, of course, do multiple martial arts. They mainly have, they said multiple, but we're going to tell you they have Taekwondo, Aikido. They also, Aikido. They also have adaptive, which is for special needs or those with limitations. Chastity also does the Little Dragons program. You guys, that's for 3 to 6-year-olds. Oh. They are out at the, we're going to call it the FM 1903 Strip Center out there on the almost corner of 34 and 1903. That's where you can find them at. They actually have, y'all, 6 children. Oh, and one on the way. They currently have 4 boys, 2 girls, and Brian, not everybody can do it, but they got another boy on the way. They do self-defense. They also give back to the communities. They do the Quinlan ACE program and the human trafficking program. Their students actually give back. I believe they said they've done 4 or 5 events already this year, and then they have and sponsor tournaments, and they actually won the Best of Hunt County tournament this year. You guys, again, welcome Lone Star Martial Arts.
Hello, everybody. My name is Misty Goodwin. I work for Money, Law, and Title. I'm an escrow officer there. A lot of y'all have come by the table, which is great. We handle all real estate needs. If you have wills, probates, LLCs, all your real estate sales. My ambassador, the newbie that I'm recognizing, is Rebecca Gibson. She is with Onward Texas Real Estate. She is not an amateur. She is 3 years seasoned, and I just want everybody to give her a warm welcome for joining us. And Rebecca, I was looking. Anyway, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? I'm David Ellis. I'm representing the Greenville Chamber of Commerce today. And I'd like you all to take a look at Jen's and Ralph Dittmeis. Stand up, you guys. Everybody look at them. They're representing Mighty Dog Roofing, and they actually center in Howell, Texas. But they're new to the area. They're serving this district in the territory for roofing, siding, guttering, and systems. Those are the guys to talk to. Website, and Their telephone number is on the chamber website, and you all have that locked into your phone, I'm sure. So, one more time, Ralph and Jens Dickmeis.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kayla Caldwell. I'm the Director of Events here at the Chamber. I am going to introduce one of our new individual members, Doug Rosehart, if you would stand. He is a proud man from El. He is very glad to be here, and we're very glad to have him.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I am Amy, and I am with All Towns Builders Plus, and I am coming to introduce a new business for us here in our county. Is Patterson Plumbing. Rick Patterson and Company, will you please stand? If y'all will, please, yes, give them a hand. Family operated, he's residential and commercial service plumbing company, a residential and commercial service plumbing company. And we would like to, of course, welcome them, and we thank you, Rick, and we appreciate you. Welcome to the Chamber. Oh, I'm a proud ambassador of Greenville. The Chamber.
Hello, Jason Carpenter, Latson's Office Printing Solutions, promotional and furniture, but it's not about me today because we got another new member right now, and it's Fiesta Party Supplies. They just opened in, it's their first year, so party stuff, piñatas, if you're a stick in the mud, you can't think of your own kind of thing you want to supply or party, guarantee they can give you some. So go support them, please. I'm looking forward to having you part of the chamber.
Hey guys, I'm Holly Gumper with City of Greenville Parks and Recreation, and I'm here to introduce Nighthawk Cards. So Trey, he co-owns. They have been in business for going on 3 years now, but they've opened their brick and mortar store about 8 months ago, and they've already expanded it. So they're at the corner of 34 and 1903 in that shopping center over there, and they have trading cards, so sports, memorabilia, hobby cards, Pokemon, pretty much anything that you can think of, they've got you covered. They are hosting trade nights, so be on the lookout for those. They're over by Posh Nail Salon, if you know where that is. But yeah, they're your go-to place for trading cards.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Bates. I'm Director of Marketing and Membership for the Chamber of Commerce. Today we have a new member, and I'm proud to announce them. It is Holly and Jackie with Highlands Residential Mortgage. Ladies, can y'all stand up, please, if you don't mind? So they, like I said, they're Highlands Residential Mortgage. They just joined the chamber. They do residential mortgage lending. They're based in Allen, Texas. They don't have really a brick and mortar here in Greenville, Texas, but they can travel and they are local around here. Jackie has been doing residential mortgage for about more than 40 years, and so she's been training Holly. And like I said, if you guys need any residential mortgage, any kind of help or advice, they can help you. And if you don't know how to get a hold of them, you can meet with them today, or you can go to www.greenvilletexaschamber.com. You can go to the directory and you can look up any new member that we have. We thank you guys for being here. Thank y'all.
Good morning and Merry Christmas. I'm David Weiland. Somebody left their glasses. Oh, excuse me. I'm a broker associate with Century 21 Patterson ANC, and also recently I joined the chamber on my own dime. So glad I did. I felt ashamed not being an individual member when I was participating in the membership drive. Today it's my pleasure to introduce Larry and Sherry Allgood. If you would stand up. Sherry is a retired nurse, and Larry I've known him for a very long time. He is a friend and a customer, so it's a double pleasure to get to introduce you, Larry. He has been a pastor for 51 years. 32 of those years have been here in Greenville. And he's currently the pastor of Abba House. It's on the corner of Lee Street and St. John. Now, how many of you know what Abba means? Father. If you read Scripture, you'll see that Jesus called God Father, Abba Father. And I've even attended services there one time. Unfortunately, Larry was not preaching the afternoon I decided to attend. I was afraid they were going to ask me to preach, but he had made arrangements with someone preaching instead. They meet at 2:30 in the afternoon every Sunday on the corner of Lee and St. John in the old, some of you longtime Greenville residents will know this, the old L.O. Hammond's building. I understood, I've been told that you could buy clothes there from birth to grave, the way it was described. What sets Abba House apart, makes them a little bit different, is that they offer hope, help, and healing to those on the streets of Greenville. And that's true. I'm very proud to introduce Larry and Sherry and claim Larry as my friend. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Liz Patterson, insurance broker with Prestige Integra Insurance. Our office is on Wesley Street, right next door to Bank of America, across the street from Chase Bank. We're easy to find. We write auto, home, commercial, health, life, and Medicare. So we're pretty busy this time of the year. But I have the privilege of introducing to you guys somebody I've known since he was a little kid. And some of y'all already know him because he went to your school, I'm sure. And he's a doctor now. It's Dr. Thomas J. Goss. We call him TJ. Some of y'all call him Dr. TJ Goss. But he's owner of Curie Functional Health. Curis Functional Health. And he's a chiropractor. And they've been, he told me they've been listed in the Inc. 5000 top businesses for the past 2 years. So everybody needs to come visit him. His office is right behind that new car wash on Wesley Street in that strip building. So come see TJ and he will take care of you. We were so proud to be able to have him as a family member.
Hello, my name is Tanya Garment. I am with American National Bank and ambassador with the Greenville Chamber. I'm here to introduce Mr. Matt Seal. Please stand. I told him to kind of follow suit. Matt Seal is the owner of Seal Construction. He is a specialist with insurance claims, but he also deals with cash and other things. He does roof, gutters, fences, basically any type of exterior repairs, but can do some interior repairs if there's been some water damage or anything. He also installs Christmas lights, but he's really busy this year, but if y'all need someone, give him a call, okay?
So I hope you welcome them and introduce yourselves to our new members after our luncheon today. And if you're one of those new members and you have not received a membership plaque, if you will see Cameron, he wants to get a picture with you so that we can post it on our social media, and we have a large, huge following on our social media, so it's good advertising for you. I'm going to continue with recognizing some people in the room, so you can either, we do this every QML, so you can either raise your hand, stand up, you could yell, if you want to. So our chamber board members that are here today, we have Bonnie Stewart with Hunt Regional Healthcare, Holly Gray with Century 21 First Group, get away. Beth DeToma with Atmos Energy, David Ellis with the Greenville Board of Development, Vince Patterson with Prestige Integra Insurance Services, David Weiland with Century 21 Patterson Agency, Jason Carpenter with Latsons.com. And then we have Mayor Jerry Ransom with the City of Greenville. And then, of course, my proud ambassadors, Sheila Ellis with Altrusa, Chris Mangle, oh, I loved it, the way that you did. Chris Mangle with GEUS. Rose Hayden with Hunt Regional Healthcare. Debbie Sickles with Insurance Group of North Texas. Tammy Schaefer with All Tams Builders Plus. Kelly Ludford with American National Bank. Holly Gumpert with Parks and Rec. Roxanne Turner with Turtle Creek Financial Group. David Weiland again with Century 21 Patterson Agency. Jason Carpenter again with Latsons.com. Terry Thomas with Serpro. Liz Patterson with Prestige Integrity Insurance Services. David Ellis with Greenville Board of Development. Misty Goodwin with Money Law and Title. And Tanya Garman with American National Bank. I hope I didn't miss anybody. All right, so our business investors that are in the room today, our platinum level is L3 Harris. Gold level is Alliance Bank. The sapphire level, All Tams Builders Plus and American National Bank. The silver level is Money Law and Title, Hunt Regional Healthcare, GEUS. Our bronze level is Atmos Energy, Hancock Whitney, Lee Street Living, and Onward Texas Real Estate. The Greenville Board of Development is here today, sitting up here. And we have Jerry Morris, Holly Gray, David Ellis, and Frank Stevenson. The City of Greenville is also sitting up here, and we have Mayor Jerry Ransom, Mayor Pro Tem Terry Thomas, City Manager Cyrus Spurlock. We have City Council members that are here today, TJ Goss, Philip Spencer, let's see, Tim, Kenneth Freeman, I don't see him either, Ben Collins, and our tourism manager is Stacy Foley. And there's a couple I may not be introducing because you weren't on my list. But anyways, our school board of Stewart, who was up here earlier, Superintendent Michael Goss. We also have several nonprofits that are in the room today, and I want to thank all of them for coming, just to find out who got, nonprofit of the year. So we have Abba's House Ministries, Altrusa International, Arms of Hope, Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Texas, CASA for Hunt County, Cypress Basin Hospice, Hunt County Children's Advocacy Center. Let's see, we have the Wafa Clinic here, St. Paul's Episcopal Church, the Salvation Army, Twin Rotors Mission, and the Corporation for Cultural Diversity. So that's a lot of nonprofits. And by the way, we have about 33 that are members of the Chamber of Commerce. So. At this time, we're going to hear from our sponsors for today's luncheon, and without their generosity, we couldn't really have a luncheon, so they helped us out. So the first person I have is going to be Jordan Walden with L3 Harris. Again, I want to thank L3 Harris for being a platinum investor.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you for the introduction, Shelley. My name is Jordan Walden. I'm with L3 Harris. I have John Floyd here with me today. We're covering for Mr. Craig Jiggers, who couldn't make it, unfortunately, and Julie Spear. Did want to share a little bit of exciting news that we have going on with L3 Harris. For those that may not have heard, we are partnering with PJC, and there's a groundbreaking going on right now for a new aviation center being built here in Greenville, Texas. You will be able to go and get an A&P aircraft mechanic license here locally that will not only support L3 Harris, you've got Raytheon and McKinney, and then all the airlines in the DFW area as well. It all kind of started about 2 years ago when we were supporting some job vendor fairs we had here with Shelley and her team. GISD would bus loads of kids over to talk to us about trying to join the workforce directly out of high school for those students that did not want to pursue a college degree. There's manufacturing jobs here locally in Greenville that we needed help filling those roles. So 2 years ago, we hired 10 students straight from GISD. This last year, we hired 17 total from the local Hunt County schools. So the partnership with PJC was kind of a starting point that said, let's back that up a little bit and see if we can pump that back into the local ISDs to give some training and some information to those kids about aviation, get some basic skills under their belt. So there's a pre-apprentice program that's going to happen here in the very short term That's going to help with local recruitment to Eldry-Harris and surrounding, aviation opportunities that they may have after they finish high school. So just wanted to share a little bit about that. I didn't know how well that was known within this group, but that's something exciting that L3Harris has been working on. Again, partnering with PJC on the A&P license and then backing that up into the CT programs locally within GISD and the Hunt County schools for a pre-apprentice opportunity that will result in an internship, paid internship, for those that do want to do like work and school opportunities when they get to junior or senior level. So thank you for giving me the chance to speak about that, Shelley, and we appreciate what you and your team have done for the community. So thank you.
So next we have Al Schaefer with All Tams Builders Plus. We want to thank All Tams for being a main course sponsor. So both L3 and All Tams are main course sponsors today.
Seeing everybody said good afternoon to you, I'm going to say good morning to you because it's 10 till 12. My name is Al Schaefer. I'm married to Tammy Schaefer, which I'm very pleased and blessed to have in my life. I'll take care of first things first. First, I want to give praise and glory to my Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Second, Miss Shelley and her staff always do an awesome job. She's a hard-working lady. Her staff is hard-working, so let's give her extra. My wife and I started our home building company back the end of 99, 2000. And we zeroed in on the north side of Greenville where it wasn't very good over there. We worked with the city. Pastor Larry Allgood played a very important part in that. I'm getting that started. By the way, he was my pastor for almost 18 years. I love him, awesome man of God. Long story short, we started getting lots from the city of Greenville and helped started Project Restore. A couple other builders came in, but they couldn't build. They couldn't keep copper in their slabs. They couldn't keep windows, doors, or anything else. Our goal in starting this was to help the first-time home buyer being able first to buy a home at an affordable cost. And what got us into this, when Tammy and I bought our first home 20 years ago, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what all that paperwork is when you go to closing. We ain't reading it. So we learned the hard way. So our goal was to not let the first-time home buyer go down that path anymore. So that was our goal. That's still our goal today. Between 2007 and 08, when nobody could build on the north side of Greenville, between that time, my wife and I built 113 homes. When the market crashed, and then when it came back, the city of Greenville, we were in California at the time, and they said, hey Al, what's the chances of you starting to build on the north side again? So we did. They had closed down Project Restore because it wasn't going anywhere. I walked into the city manager's office, and I got with the new lady at the desk. She didn't know who we were. She goes, "I'm sorry, sir. We closed down Project Restore." The city manager at that time was Masood. He seen me in the office. He came out. He said, "Al, what you doing here?" I said, "Well, I was going to start building on the north side again, but Project Restore's closed down." He walked over to his secretary's desk, said, "Open up Project Restore again and get him some lots." So we started again, and other builders were able to come in at that time, and the north side has completely changed. So we're very proud of that. We're proud to be in Hunt County. We love Hunt County. And I kind of love the north side of Greenville too.
We do love the north side of Greenville, and the main part is we pray over every individual house that we build. From the beginning to the end, from setting the slab to opening the door and handing the paper and the key over. And that's the same way I do for you guys. We are all just a network of people, and there's so much out there. There's so much out there. So I be mindful to pray for every one of you. And when I smile at you, I love you because you just make me happy. Because I know God is doing a work in your life just like He is in mine. And it is His will to prosper us all. So we just get together, we have fun, and we all prosper, and we enjoy doing it. So I thank God for you. Once again, I pray for our chamber leader, and I thank God for Miss Shelley. I just love her. And just if no one told you today, we love you too. And we thank God for you.
At this time, I want to introduce Sean Franklin with American National Bank to come forward, and they are the presenting sponsor today.
Good morning, everyone. I think I met just about everybody when they came in the door, but in case I didn't, I'm Sean Franklin with American National Bank here in Greenville. I want to go off topic real quick for just a second because nobody's mentioned this. How about them Cowboys? I saw Paul Painter was at the game last night. Great game. We're headed to the Super Bowl this year. The real reason I'm here is to say American National Bank is delighted to be a sponsor of this event that showcases the nonprofits each year. Just a little bit about the bank. We are a full-service community bank offering the products, services, and technology of many of the really large banks. However, we are built on personal relationships, community involvement, and years of trust. Since 1875, we've been independent and locally owned with 30 locations throughout the North Texas DFW area. Community engagement is what I love about working for American National. I like to say that we're more than just a bank, we're your neighbor. Well, you can count on us for serving, or you can count on us for home loans and car loans, protecting your accounts from fraud, but you can also count on us to serve on local boards, work with the school district, and work beside you at the next fundraiser. American National has been named for 14 consecutive years by the This Morning News as the top workplace in DFW. We're always looking for new talent, so if you know anyone looking for a new opportunity, have them check us out at anbpx.com. I think I got a card from just about everyone that came in, but if you didn't drop your card in our basket, We've got a door prize to give away at the end of the day. So please drop your card in the basket over at the A and B table. I want to say a big thanks to Shelley and the Chamber staff for hosting this each year. This so much to the nonprofits in our community, and we've got some very fine nonprofits. So if you're not involved with the nonprofits here in town, I encourage you to do so, whether that's financially or as a volunteer. I promise you won't regret it. I'll leave you with 3 final thoughts. Remember the nonprofits this Christmas season. Remember American National Bank for all your banking needs. And go Cowboys.
Thanks, Sean. Hey, Sean, will one of you remind me at the end so that we can draw a name from your basket? Okay. And then our last sponsor that we have today is Cheston Henry here with Money, Law, and Title. He is also one of our GYPs, which is our Greenville Young Professionals.
Thank you. I'm going to start by just saying what everyone's thinking right now. We have the best Chamber of Commerce right here in Greenville, Texas. I don't think we can convey enough how appreciative we are for the role that our chamber plays in our community. Whether or not you all know or not, every city does not get what we have right here. And it's so special to have the type of community that we have because everyone knows everyone, I think, but we're so welcoming. And we enjoy welcoming new members. We enjoy welcoming people into our community that really just want to get to know each other, do business, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And so I just want to convey to Shelley and her team how appreciative not only Money and Title is, but everyone. I know I speak for everyone when I say that we are so appreciative for our chamber, and I'm so thankful that we get to be in a community like this. Just a little bit about Moneyline Title. Again, my name is Cheston Henry, and we are a title company and a law firm. Our title company, it handles every real estate transaction from contract to close, and our law firm handles business counsel services, business formation services, probate, estate planning, wills, any real estate related matter. One thing about our team is that we really do try to be personal, we try to be proficient, and we really try to be proactive. Really the goal is to make real estate simple. And so one of the ways that we do that is by helping you answer the questions that you don't know to ask. And so we just ask, we have a table over here in the corner, ask that you come by and just check us out. We really would appreciate the opportunity to get to know each and every one of you or to earn your business. So again, we thank you to the Chamber, and we're so grateful to be here.
Thank you, Justin, for those kind words. So the Chamber does an annual banquet and casino every year. As one of our main fundraisers, so if you've never been, you should check it out. It's always in July. At this fundraiser, we donate a portion of the proceeds to one of our nonprofit members, a 501c3 member. And last year, the Greenville Chamber awarded CASA, or Hunt County, as the nonprofit of the year. So, Lori Cope, the executive director, would like to share with you on the progress of one of CASA's initiatives.
Okay, I have 3 to 4 minutes, Shelley said so. But I did bring some tools with you. First of all, let me just remind y'all, CASA is court-appointed special advocates, and our volunteers advocate for the county's children who are placed into the foster care system. We are appointed to 100% of the children. Each and every child in this county that's placed into foster care has a volunteer advocate to be their independent voice. So, last year I came before you guys and told y'all about a new program that we were working on, getting involved in. It's called Collaborative Family Engagement. So thank y'all so much for naming us the Nonprofit of the Year, because the funds from that helped us build this program. Excuse me. And I brought some tools that we purchased, and we have a staff member that's teaching our volunteers about collaborative family engagement. Basically, this is a program that provides methods, excuse me, of finding family and of ways to help children achieve those family connections and permanency faster. Because, a kid in foster care, it can be pretty overwhelming, and they lose those family connections. And these tools help our volunteers help those kids talk about who their family is and help us then find those family members, build a support system for these kids. It doesn't necessarily have to be a placement for the children, but yet just a connection. So far, I have contributed. We do have a part-time staff member who's our CFE or Collaborative Family Engagement Lead, and she has conducted 115 CFE family meetings, and that's based on what the children have told us. Well, yeah, I went to Aunt Susie's house in the summer, and it was great. And we found Aunt Susie. We get her on the meeting. We've also trained our CASA volunteers to use these CFE tools, and we've had 78 CFE tools completed with the children that we serve. So just real quick, because I love this game. The dice game is my favorite. We sometimes play in the office just when some of you get bored, but sometimes we get a little break. But this game is where the kids can roll the dice, and once they roll the dice, they have to answer the question, and it can be something as simple as, name a time when you learned from your mistake. Let them talk about that. And also, what can you do all by yourself that you couldn't do before? How does this make you feel? It's getting the kids to talk about their experiences, the trauma they suffered, but also just to find those family connections. So on behalf of all the Hunt County children that we have served through this CFE program and through CASA, I want to thank the Greenville Chamber of Commerce and all you members. Thank you so much.
Once again, the 2022 Nonprofit of the Year winner. So this year we had 11 nonprofits from Hunt County who applied for the funds this year. These funds have to be used for a program, project, or a capital campaign, and in some way this project has to impact the community. We had 3 board members meet and decide which nonprofit would win, and so today we're going to hear from 5 of them out of the 11 that applied to find out what their nonprofit does and what they work towards throughout the year. So my first one that we have up today is Jenny with the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Texas.
Let it rain, let it out. Let it rain, let it out. Let it rain, let it out. Let it rain, let it out.
Hi there. Thank you for allowing me to be here and have the privilege to talk about the great work that the club is doing in Hunt County and in the Greenville community today. I'm Jenny Kruger. I'm the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Texas. And every day in Texas, there are over 1 million kids that have no place to go after school. And Boys and Girls Clubs are an organization that is put in place to be a part of the community, to be a safe place to go for kids during out-of-school time. It's not just after school, but it's during holidays and summer and breaks and things like that. And what we do is we stand in the gap for kids. We believe that they need a safe place to go and learn and grow. We believe that they need ongoing relationships with caring adults and adult professionals that are trained in youth development. We believe that they need life-enhancing programs that help them develop character and help them have experiences that will help them grow. And we believe that youth need just hope and opportunity. They need opportunities to try things, They need opportunities to learn things that they might not have otherwise learned. And then they need opportunities to succeed at that and be recognized, and opportunities to make some mistakes at that and talk about it. And so we provide all of these things at the club. We often talk about whatever it takes to help a child reach their full potential. At the Boys and Girls Club, a lot of different things. So like I said, we are Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Texas. We have clubs in Greenville, Lone Oak, Commerce, and Rockwall. Our original club was here in Greenville, and is our longest standing club that is very strong and thriving and very, very full of wonderful kids after school, and in the summer overflowing actually with waiting lists is where we are right now. So we have a research-based formula for impact, and because what we are not is low or no-cost daycare for kids who need it. What we are is a youth development organization that uses a research-based formula for impact, and we take the kids that need us the most, and that can look like a number of different things. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit later in this presentation about needs kids are having today that go beyond socioeconomic barriers, okay? And so we take kids that need us the most. That can look like they need an affordable place to go, but that can look like they have they've got a mom that's going back to school and they need a place to stay a little bit later than any other place in town. It may be a teenager that's having trouble plugging into things, normal extracurriculars, and needs something a little different to plug into. And then once they join the club, we offer them what we call an outcome-driven club experience. And so that experience consists of, I'm still on that other slide. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this one for a minute. So that experience includes targeted programs that meet the needs of the kids. It includes us using a youth development strategy in everything that we do. And it includes us encouraging kids to attend regularly, because we know if a child attends a club 52 times a year or more, we are exponentially more likely to make a difference in their life. And then it requires us offering high-yield learning activities for the kids while they're at the club. And so when we take the kids that need us the most and we offer them these outcome-driven club experiences, the result of that is that they're more successful academically, they're exhibiting better character and citizenship, and they're living healthier lifestyles. So the next slide shows just a few of the outcomes. This is local Greenville statistics here. 90% of club youth 5th grade and up are on track or on grade level. We're paying a lot of attention right now to reading level, especially at 4th grade, 4th and 5th grade and up. 77% of club members report living a healthy lifestyle, including daily physical fitness and nutrition. So having a place for them to get active on a daily and regular basis, having healthy meals and snacks available to them, is a really important part of what we're doing, and then teaching them about how to take care of their bodies and the nutrition that goes with that. 82% of club youth said that they can stand up for what is right even if their friends disagree. This, from a social and emotional standpoint, is extremely important in this day and age for kids. And then 99% of youth who have gone through our prevention programs have not had any interaction with the juvenile justice system. So we track every child that goes through our prevention programs. These are kids that are at risk of ending up in the juvenile justice system. We track their social security number with the state to see if they ever have a run-in with the juvenile justice system, because it costs $3,500 to $6,000 a year to put a child through the Boys and Girls Club. It costs $90,000 a year or more to have a child in the juvenile justice system. So if we can spend that money up front, we're saving us all a whole lot of money in the long run, and we're tracking that, and 99% of Boys and Girls Club kids never end up in the juvenile justice system. That's incredible. So I'm going to talk just a little bit more, or I'm going to switch into what we have going at the club now, what to look forward to coming up in 2024. I'm getting a phone call, so my notes are gone. Give me just a second. All right. So here's what we know right now, the situation that we are in. 2/3 of youth experience at least one potentially traumatic event during COVID-19. Lori just talked about trauma-informed care and taking care of kids that have experienced trauma. And often that looks like kids that CASA are taking care of. But right now, what we're finding is that 2/3 of youth in general have experienced some sort of a trauma. There's different levels of trauma. The next thing that we're facing is that youth in general, no matter what their socioeconomic status, lost 5 months of learning or more whenever during the pandemic. And this was even worse in low-income families. And then we also know that youth experienced long-lasting, sharp decline in physical activity, accentuated by increased screen time and social isolation during the pandemic. And so we are faced with more kids needing more services, needing the quality of those services to be better and higher than ever before. And so our motto at the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Texas, moving into the next 3 years of our journey in this community, is that we have to be better than ever. We can't go back to normal. We have to be better than ever for the kids that we're serving. So that strategy is going to be wrapped around three themes. One is supporting kids from a social emotional standpoint. One is supporting them from an academic standpoint, and the next is health and wellness. So a lot of times when we're talking about mental health, we think intervention, we think clinical care. And there's a lot of space outside of clinical care where kids can receive support in the social emotional space. And we want to be the best that we can possibly be in that space. And we are working to become a trauma-informed organization right now, and we're in like phase 1 of that 3-phase plan. And then we want to continue to build partnerships with organizations that can provide that intervention when needed. So when we identify a need, we have smooth transitions with counseling services or organizations like CASA or CAC where we can get kids and families the intervention that they need. And then we want to just continue to drive improvement in these areas. I said earlier in the academic space, we are really focusing on reading scores right now, as well as math. We are working on facilitating more partners. So again, there's the basics that we want to be the best that we can possibly be at. They have a safe place to do their homework, they're prepared, they have help, they have team members that are signing off on their folders, and all of those kinds of things. But then when we identify a need for intervention, we want to have a partner that we can do that with. One example of that for us right now is that we have a partnership with Sylvan Learning Centers where certified teachers come in and provide academic intervention to kids to help keep them on path. And we've got some software that we're using now too that helps kids get on the right path academically. And then the next is the health and wellness category. Again, we want to keep them active. We want to make sure we're serving nutritious meals. We used to just serve snacks, and we have started serving meals now as well. Meal service was a big thing for us during COVID, and then continuing to serve those evening meals. What we learned is that they were having a snack at the Boys and Girls Club, and sometimes that was the last time that they were eating for the day. So we're serving a dinner meal now as well. And then we're just continuing to expand our health and wellness programs. We just this year have started a First Tee Golf program that we're super excited about, and we have a bigger, longer-term vision for what that's going to look like, and wanting to expand opportunities for youth to get involved in sports. And so, I mean, sometimes that can look like us offering the sports, like what we're doing in Commerce with a partnership with the city. But then what that looks like in Greenville, because we have a great Parks and Rec department here who's doing a great job with the sports, is that a lot of times we'll introduce kids to the sports and get them comfortable with it in the club, and then try and plug them into that program. And we work really closely in partnership. So these 3 areas are the things that we've got some pretty big goals in moving forward in our effort to be better than ever for the kids. So that's what you can look forward to coming. I'm just going to share a few success stories with you. This is a spotlight on that Texas A&M program that I was just talking about, where the Sylvan certified teachers come in. But again, I said earlier, we do whatever it takes, and sometimes it can look like we're helping someone learn to read, or we're helping them improve their grades, or we're talking to their teachers, or different things like that. Sometimes it can be something as simple as we found out that They didn't have a bed in their house, and so we're making sure that they get, they get that bed. And then sometimes it can, we have, that goes all the way to Let's Take You Through High School, and Bria McFrazier, our Youth of the Year, that we've celebrated at our gala the last couple of years. We scholarshiped her, and she is the first person in her family to ever attend college, and she's coming back to tell us how that's going, and then working for us in the summer because she wants to pay it forward. So we're seeing so much success, and Bria's a Greenville kid, and she's doing a great job at Prairie View A&M right now, and I know she's going to come back and work in this community and serve it well when she's done. So that brings me to my last point, which is we have research that shows that every dollar you invest in a Boys and Girls Club, $9.60 goes back into your community. And that mainly comes from current and future earnings and cost savings in the community. I appreciate the opportunity to tell you what we do. These are ways that you can invest, and there's a QR code, and I think I've taken up way too much time, so I'm going to move on. Thank you.
Next, we have Joel Durrell with the Arms of Hope.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joel Durrell. I am the Executive Director for Arms of Hope Children's Home. Bolz Children's Home is on the highway on 34 as you're headed to Quinlan. And if you have not heard of Bolz Children's Home, you may be over 100 years old, because we have existed next year for 100 years. That's 100 years of serving kids in need. Historically, we've been known for childcare and taking care of kids. We were there during the Great Depression. We were there during World War II. We were there, I'm saying during COVID as well, serving children that needed help. We still provide that care in our residential program. Our residential kids live in a cottage with a set of house parents. Those kids are coming from situations where they're not able to live with parents. Maybe they have some mental health concerns that they need help with, and then we try to rehabilitate them back into the home. Sometimes they're able to do that successfully, and other times they stay through graduation. When they stay through graduation, about 5 years ago, we realized we needed a new program for our kids because we were sending them off to college and they were really struggling. If you are a parent of a kid who is headed to college, you might empathize with that. They just struggle that first year of college. And so we offered a new program on our campus called College and Career. Our College and Career program allows them to stay on campus in a dorm setting, and we provide all of those same services that we're providing while they're in our residential program. So we're providing counseling, case management, medication management, and their basic needs while they stay with us. We also provide a stipend for them so they can focus solely on their education, but still have that spending money that a college student needs as well. Our last program is our biggest program. It's our Together program for single moms. 20 years ago, we realized that we were getting kids into our residential program that could actually stay with their moms. But the moms didn't have the resources, the education, the jobs to provide for their children. And so for whatever reason, they would not be able to stay there. So they'd end up in our residential program. So we put together a program for single mothers, and we now have capacity on our campus for 28 single moms with their kids to stay in an apartment-like setting. We provide those same services, counseling, case management, life skills, as well as spiritual opportunities with our campus minister. They stay on our campus, and we're able to serve them and encourage them. And the biggest thing that we do is keep them accountable for their school. And so all of our moms are engaged in some kind of education, whether that's GED, whether that's a trade school like cosmetology, and most of our moms end up going to one of our local colleges, Paris Junior College, TVCC, and Texas A&M. And so last year we had our moms complete 624 college hours at those schools. We're excited because one of our moms is graduating this December from Texas A&M College with a master's degree. And so she came to us, yeah, definitely. She came to us and I got her application and I said, this can't be real. She was living out of her car, continuing with her bachelor's classes, and had a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn. And so I got her application and I said, this can't be real. I have to at least talk to this mom, whether we bring her in or not. This is amazing. And sure enough, she showed up and she's like, I am highly motivated. This didn't work out. My family situation didn't work out, and I need some support to get this done, but I will get it done. And sure enough, she graduated with her bachelor's about a year after coming to us, came to me and said, hey, I really, she's getting a master's in social work, and she's like, I really need that next level to be able to provide for my family. And so I said, absolutely, you're staying here, you're finishing, and so we're very excited for her to finish in December. And deciding what I was going to talk about today, I definitely wanted to tell that story because we are so excited for that in December. But I looked through our videos, and we have a video. You can go see it. It's called What is Arms of Hope? And you can go to our website, armsofhope.org, and look at that video. But another video caught my eye, and there's a couple reasons, and I'll tell you that. But first, I'm going to play this video and introduce you to, we took this video 3 years ago, and this will introduce you to Tiffany.
When I came to Arms of Hope, I left a marriage that was abusive, and I was trying to work on it and keep it together. And I had my own business, and it got closed down, and so we spent all our money building a little salon at my house, and I started doing hair out of it. One day, my ex-husband came home and threw papers at me and said our house was up for foreclosure, and to figure out what to do. So in the process of trying to save our house, going through bank accounts, I found out that my marriage was really in bad shape, and there were a lot of things hidden from me, and we needed to get out. When I left, I had to just leave everything behind, and I spent a year going back and forth, staying with a friend and staying with my sister. Eventually we were in an RV, and school was about to start, and I needed a place for my children to feel that they had a home. But when I pulled up, I looked at my children and I said, we're home. I felt God's presence. They gave me the keys to our home, and I walked in. I couldn't believe where we were going to live. It was so nice. I just needed a roof, but it was more than just a roof over our head. We were offered at Arms of Hope counseling. We've received family counseling, individual counseling. I have a case manager that I meet with once a week that helps me set goals. I call her a case manager, but she's more of a mentor to me. The counseling has really been a huge thing for my children and I, so that we could heal, and the family counseling to be able to work through divorce and the move, just helping us get adjusted to a new place. We now have a church family. We do Bible study once a week and a life skills class with the other moms. There's support everywhere here. Even just from going to the clothing room where we're able to get clothes, or the commissary, we can go for food. But if they see that you're having a bad day, they'll sit down and talk to you and encourage you. I don't know where we would be if it weren't for Arms of Hope.
That video stood out to me. I've watched it before, obviously, but as I was looking through videos, it stood out to me again because 2 weeks ago we had our Thanksgiving meal, all-campus Thanksgiving, and I haven't seen Tiffany a lot, and so I saw her across the room, and she came up and gave me a big hug, and she said thank you. And I haven't seen Tiffany a lot because Tiffany graduated with her bachelor's degree in May. And then after she graduated with her bachelor's degree, she got a job as a kindergarten teacher at PTAA here in Greenville, where she is saving money, still in our program, and about ready to discharge in January, ready to be a productive citizen, a great mom, always been a great mom, and back on her feet again. And so Tiffany's thank you to me wasn't a thank you to me. It was a thank you to my staff. It was a thank you to the community, to Bowles ISD. It was a thank you to you. I know a lot of you have been involved through the years with Arms of Hope and Bowles Children's Home. So thank you. If you would like to get involved, I am not shy. I will take cold hard cash. But more than that, volunteers are always welcome on our campus. We're right there on 34. I have a superhero volunteer right now. He comes and mows lawns for me. It's a small thing in his eyes, but it's a huge thing in my eyes. We have a lot of green grass, and we're still mowing, so I don't know what to do about that. Won't stop growing. So if you would like to volunteer, we would certainly appreciate it. And then Al, I love what you said about praying over foundations, and ma'am, what you said about praying over foundations. And I have a different kind of foundation I'm trying to build. So if you think about our moms and our kids during your prayer time, please keep us in your prayers. Thank you, Shelley. Appreciate the time. Thank you all.
Next, we have Danny Black with the Greenville Youth Sports Association.
Hello, I'm Danny Black. I'm the president of the Greenville Youth Sports Association. We are football, cheerleading, and now we've started basketball. We have pre-K through sixth grade, pre-K, kinder, and first are flag football. Second through sixth are tackle football. So we offer tackle football at an early age. Some people don't agree with it. Some people do, but we offer it, and the kids have a blast with it. Our flag football groups are fun to watch the little minions run around and tackle. You know, they're not supposed to tackle, but they go in there full force and tackle. It's just fun, and then they come up to you and give you a big old hug on your leg, you know, and say, "Hey, coach," or "Hey, bus driver." You know, I drive some of them in the bus, you know, so it's fun. Our second through sixth grade tackle, we had 4 teams make it to the Super Bowl. We had 2 teams win the Super Bowl. We matched Forney and we matched Sunnyvale with 2-2-2 on all the championships, so that was a big thing for us this year. We have 125 kids in the program, football program. Then we offer our cheerleading. We have about 125 to 130 cheerleaders. So that's the stressful part of this whole situation, is the cheerleading part, let me tell you. We hosted 4 different weekends of football games from all throughout we started in July and just now finished 2 weeks ago. And then we finished up with cheer competition out at the stadium. And let me tell you, the home side was full from the bottom to the top, and with cheer parents, cheer grandparents, cheer dads, everybody. I thought it was going to be chaotic, but it was really, really fun. It was really cool to see the kids go out there and cheer in front of the stadium and have the music going, and it was just a lot of fun. So, like I said, the cheer part was the hard part, but it ended up being the best part, as well as our Super Bowl champions. And now we are offering basketball, and we have 14 teams in basketball. We're missing one group, didn't get signed up, but we have 2 groups of kindergarten boys, which made up for the 14th group. So basketball is new to us. We're just now getting started. We start next weekend. The reason I'm here is because we look at budget parts on our end, and it's very minimal because our registration takes care of the league fees and then takes care of the uniforms, okay? Because the uniforms are expensive, especially the cheer, okay? Because the cheerleader kept coming to me every other week saying, I need this, I need this, I need this. And I was like, well, okay, let's get that because we want y'all to fit in just like everybody else. So our budget goes from, it's very small. We buy footballs, we buy basketballs, we bought pink bows for October for the cheer, which is important. And I had no problem saying yes to that. Now, the one thing on the back end of that, where our budget goes into, is not telling a kid no. And that's the educator in me. I retired from coaching for 23 years. Now I'm just a teacher at the Greenville Early College, and I drive a bus route. And an old educator in me, when I first started in Greenville, Texas, was the old saying, no child left behind. And that's what we don't want to do as our youth sports association. I don't want to tell anybody no. So we kind of started a little sponsorship out of our own pocket to this last year with 6 different families or 6 different kids. 2 of them we sponsored. Our registration for football is $190. It's kind of expensive. Cheer is $350. So cheer side was a little bit more. So I had a family of 5, 1 in cheer, 2 in football. Dad is helping coach pre-K. Dad comes to me and says, hey, I lost my job. We're struggling. I don't know how we're going to pay for this. I said, hey, let me figure it out. And then we started this little sponsorship program. So we sponsored that set of family there. Then I had 2 little boys that are brothers, got removed from their home by CPS, and an aunt took them in. And the aunt comes to us and says, I can't finish paying this out because I've got these boys and I've got my own 4 at home. And we were like, well, just hold on a second. Just let me work. Let us figure this out. I'll get with the board and we'll figure it out. So we sponsored 2 more kids. So that's a total of 5. And then this basketball season, basketball is a little bit less. It's not as much because there's not much overhead or whatever. And we had a family where we had to sponsor 1, which we were very willing to sponsor them, and we did. And just seeing these kids knowing that they're going to get to play and not have to worry about money and not have to worry about where my aunt's going to get this from or if my dad's not working, am I going to get to go play on Saturdays? I don't want that at all. And that's why my motto is no child left behind, and that's where I'm at today. So building that sponsorship fund to where I can sponsor more kids than just 6. Heck, I'd like to sponsor 10. I don't want these parents to come at me saying, oh, I can't do this. I need a sponsorship. It needs to be a valid reason, like the CPS case or the father losing his job. And at the end of the day, I've been teaching for 23 years. I love kids. And seeing those kids go play and go do what they're supposed to do and excel on the football field, it makes wonders as they grow older into their lives right now. And some people out there on Facebook, I know this from last week, talking about sports does nothing. They need to get rid of every coach up there. No, sports does do something. It builds character. It builds relationships. It builds everything that you need to build from the bottom up to get to the top if you receive that, if you get to that point. And we have kids right now that were started in this program in 2015 and 16 that are in college right now. And that's playing college ball. One kid never would have thought he would make it. He plays for the University of Wyoming, and he's probably going to get drafted. So it's a success story. We have plenty more of those now that are going out there at the stadium. These kids see me. Some of them, they ride my bus. Some of them come up to me. They have no clue I'm the president of their league. They just run up to me and say, hey, bus driver, hey, I say, are you? Are you going to watch me play? I'm like, absolutely, I'm going to watch you play. And I'm going to get on my golf cart, and I'm going to run around the stadium and watch you play football, or I'm going to watch you cheer. And that's what it's all about. So we're building, the board is building, we're trying to build the sponsorship up to where we can sponsor more than just 6 kids. We can sponsor 10 to 12 and build on that on the other side of what we're doing. I appreciate y'all, a good group of people here, and thank you.
Paula Morgan with Twin Rotors Mission.
My name is Paula Morgan. I'm the founder and president of Twin Rotors Mission. And I'm very thankful to be here today. little bit about our story and how we're here. There was a need to take action in our community. I had a veteran advocate who reached out to me and said, this is during COVID season, they said, he's going to be evicted from his apartment. And I said, okay, we're in the midst of COVID, and we have a Vietnam veteran that's going to be evicted from their apartment. That's not okay. And so the reason I joined the Chamber of Commerce initially was under the name Morgan Trails, which I still have, and it was with the intent to be a writer. I still write. I do a lot of freelance writing, and basically what happened was I got into the leadership class for Greenville Chamber of Commerce, and in that leadership class, it was very interesting because we're supposed to select a project that we work on, okay? And needless to say, I came to the table with, why don't we consider doing a tiny home community for our homeless veterans? Well, I won't tell you what happened with all that. It kind of turned into a little war as we were trying to figure out what we were going to do for our leadership project. But I mean, we did end up choosing a very good leadership project that I could get behind. But I really felt like I needed to go a different direction with Twin Rotors Mission when I started the nonprofit. I'm holding in my hand here a rock. This rock is from Afghanistan. When my husband went to Afghanistan, he brought this back for us. And really, the significance behind it is that when we watched the movie Lone Survivor in 2017, we learned that a buddy of ours had been killed during Operation Red Wing. And so this nonprofit is named in honor of our brother warrior who was killed, James Ponder III. And this is a picture of the granite where his name is inscribed in the Global War on Terror, just outside of Fort Benning, Georgia. So, expanding our mission, we are officially trademarked. TRM is a federally registered nonprofit organization. Primarily, we wanting to improve the lives of our veterans and ease their continued battle on the home front through mental health initiatives. We believe every veteran who chooses to advocate for their own well-being should be met with compassion, encouragement, and love. Speaking of which, how many veterans are here in the room right now? Our team is comprised of myself as the founder and president. A lot of people don't know that I myself am a veteran. I served from 1987 to 1995. In the Army, I was a avionics mechanic. We have a diverse board. One of my board members is here, Deborah Guthrie. She is our treasurer. And so along with our board, we have advisors, mentors, and I would also like to mention that no one on our board, none of our advisors, no one is paid or compensated for the services that we offer. We have a great opportunity to do a lot of leadership development. I'll just share here that, welcome to the VA, making the war the second worst experience of our lives. When I decided to re-engage with the veteran community after leaving home, or after leaving the military, it was when I learned I was going to be a grandmother, and I knew that my health was declining and my ability to navigate and move around was just seriously, my quality of life was really going downhill. And so I decided to re-engage. I decided it was time to get back in the fight and fight for my health. interview, we see a lot of veterans who struggle to find work. And, part of this is that how do we parallel our experiences from the military to the workplace? So often we find ourselves in a position where we're having to explain a situation like, what did we do in the military? It's like, well, it's kind of hard to talk about because we were trained to do things that make people feel very uncomfortable. And we've done things that make people feel very uncomfortable. And it's not something we want to talk about. So, financial transparency, like I said, we're federally registered 501c3. We do a 990N each year because we're currently under 50,000. Treasurer serves on the board. We have an outside bookkeeper and a CPA for transparency. And we're working on reports in QuickBooks. And so it's been a transition. This is a conservative goal that we've outlined as far as our budget is concerned. We take every dollar, turn it as quickly as we possibly can. The majority of the money stay here locally. TRM seeks to enhance our quality of engagement and maximize monies. I will mention here that all of this right now is active with the exception of our creative arts music therapy. It's currently on hold. We need a guitar player who can come down to the Longhorn Arena and work with Dr. Ruth so we can get those sessions going. So if you know a guitar player, come see me. So our impact to date in 2022, when we officially launched our equine therapy programs, we've been able to serve 122 plus veterans, veteran families, military personnel, and first responders that have been able to engage in equine services. To date, we've been working on quantifiable results with a sustainable life improvement. We've been taking steps to document testimonies, follow through with these veterans. I think the most important thing for people to understand is that they're continuing to engage with the program. So to date, this is where our numbers stand as far as participants are concerned, 268 since we started in 2022. Go ahead. As we continue to work with ways in which we can engage our community, I have come up with a program called Operation Camaraderie. We've had several people that have reached out to us from across the country, asking us about the services that we provide. We get people that come from various parts of the country. We want to keep people up to speed on our impact and what we're doing. So we found someone to overhaul our website for us, which will launch in December. And that's part of what that Operation Camaraderie cost is all about. This will help other veterans and first responders to connect through the website. We've created a overall hub. Basically, you could call it the pilot. This is essentially going to pilot. If you want to know more about what we're doing, how we're engaging, the website will be that tool that we'll use for that purpose. It allows us to house projects to help fulfill immediate needs and avert a potential crisis. We were able to provide a veteran with a bed. They weren't expecting for the veteran to come home. They thought they were going to go to a nursing facility, and they found out 48 hours that they had to provide a bed for this veteran that they had just given away because they had relocated. So, okay, next. I became a certified life coach. This was recommended by one of my advisors that they had put me through the program, so they went ahead and they said, come back, let's do some coaching. So we did. I became a certified life coach. And then I also took a certification seminar just a couple of months ago with Greg Kirsten here at the Longhorn Arena for the OK Corral series. And for those that don't know, Greg Kirsten is an Army veteran himself, and he's considered the father of equine therapy. So One testimony, I was given a unique tool that is only used by me and is used only for me. U.S. veteran, thanks. Reboot Recovery has been rewritten. Military Reboot will cast in January. And this is a 12-week faith-based peer-led course that helps veterans, active duty, military, and their families to heal from service-related trauma. I took a group of 9 of us through this course. I have to say, when I was done, I felt like I was ready for my battle badge because it was hell, I'll be honest with you. And this is my testimony that as a group leader, I was challenged to share my trauma testimony. This was the first time I had formally written and shared my story in a small group setting. I was shocked when it brought people to tears in a way I never expected others to understand. It has helped others to reach out to me and to ask for help to share their story. Here's a testimony from the horse's mouth. This is kind of the crux of where we're really looking to build and enhance our programs. We are starting a program this fall, in January, we started the process in this fall. And it's called the gaming group therapy, and this is where we can involve children approximately ages 7 to 17 years of age in a program that will allow the children to be involved in a therapy type setting while their parents and their spouse are in the equine session themselves. A lot of veterans were expressing that they didn't want their kids involved in their mess. I understand this, so we created this program to afford for these individuals to bring their kids and enroll them in the program. We have, there's certain laws that we have to follow as far as ensuring that we have all the proper paperwork on file so that they can be seen by a licensed mental health professional. So, life coaching testimony here. Can you go back to the other slide for just a minute? I want to talk just a little bit more about this. Okay, here, that is my granddaughter. I didn't know, a lot of people don't know that when you've suffered from trauma, you pass that on to your family in ways that people don't know or realize. They've identified like 12 different types of trauma, 12 different ways in which PTSD can affect you, affect your family. You don't even know that you're doing it. And I know my family's been affected, myself and my husband, the way we respond to things. Part of it's our training. I tend to be a perfectionist. Well, yeah, I'm a perfectionist. I worked on an aircraft. You make one mistake on an aircraft, it's going to go down. If something mechanically goes wrong with that aircraft, it's going to go down. I did not want that. So that being said, we tend to, these are things that we don't realize how it's affecting our families. And so we need to find ways that we can better engage with our families to help them to understand maybe why we do things the way we do. I know my son didn't understand that, but he's just gone through a 2-year divorce. It's been tough. It's been really tough. And go ahead. And this is a testimony that came about from a gal, veteran spouse. She called me, suicide, inaction. We stopped her. This is her testimony. And one final. I got this testimony last night. It was too good not to share. Amazing organization that helps veterans overcome their personal battles and empowering them to go on and live dynamic, powerful, effective lives. Having firsthand experience witnessing this amazing team in action, I haven't seen anything so powerful as watching veterans' lives being transformed from darkness to light. God is clearly on the move and working powerfully through the outstanding team at Twin Rotors Mission, a U.S. Marine veteran. Thank you very much, and thank you, Shelley.
Lastly, today,
Good afternoon. I'm gonna place this mic. A lot of you don't know me, but you know my center. And for those of you that don't know me, I've been there for several years. I'm the program director. I oversee the direct client services. I don't know if that's close enough. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay. And our operations outside of our clinical services, I oversee that. We have been in place there at the center for 20 years. We are not only a children's advocacy center, but we're also the crisis center of Northeast Texas. So we offer services for adult victims of sexual assault, as well as child abuse victims. Over half of women are affected by sexual assault at some point in their lifetime, and almost a third of men are experience some form of sexual violence that is physical. And it's not talked about. It's not talked about very much. A lot of the people in this room are supporters and are involved with our advocacy center. And so a lot of you know what we do, but there is a big portion of the community that doesn't. And we're out there, we're doing the community awareness. We do as much as we can here to touch as many people as we can with our information, but it's not a comfortable thing to talk about. People love to talk about their accomplishments and the accomplishments of their children and the positive things that are going on with their families, but nobody wants to talk about sexual assault, and especially not sexual assault involving children. It's uncomfortable and it's painful, and the impact of that trauma is really heartbreaking, and it's a reality that we have to face. There's lifelong consequences for those survivors, and when those survivors come to our center and when they're a part of our processes and what we have to offer, we can help reduce those consequences and help them with a personalized, victim-centric response for their support, but also to help them navigate through the civil and criminal systems while they're going through that. And so we are there to address their individual needs the entire time. Additionally, if they go on and they complete their services, but a few years later they're re-triggered, we're always there for them. They can always come back for our services. The purpose and role of our Children's Advocacy Center, since 2000, we have served over 25,000 clients, and as a result of our staff and our volunteers and our community that helps fund us in spreading that awareness and supporting us financially. We serve the adult sexual assault victims who were abused as children or abused as adults, and the children who are affected by child abuse, so not just sexual assault. We see different types of abuse through our center. We also have expanded to accept and do services for youth up to age 22, that transitional age, because nothing magical happens when someone turns 18, that are victims or they're suspected to be victims of sexual exploitation or trafficking. We restore the lives of children and adults that are affected by abuse and sexual assault through prevention, education, awareness, and community involvement. Our services are trauma-focused. They are delivered by qualified professionals and provided at no cost to the family. Part of our model and why it's so important that the Advocacy Center is here is so that we can provide that safe, neutral space for adult and child victims to receive a multidisciplinary team response that's coordinated. So the law enforcement, CPS, CASA, therapist, everyone, all the professionals that are involved in those cases, it's really critical the trauma that the family's having to go through. And so they don't have to have an interview from every single professional that's involved in that case. We facilitate the forensic interviews that are done in a developmentally sensitive and legally sound way to reduce that trauma for those children. We also perform case management, so they have someone that is advocating for them and helping those teams coordinate their responses throughout the entire process, helping the families through this because it affects the whole family. And our community outreach and education, as well as clinical services. Our advocacy services have expanded. We have grown them since we've been established to where that support has continued throughout the whole process and to where they're building those relationships, and those families and those survivors have someone that they can always contact. Sometimes our investigators are overloaded and they're not always going to be able to get the detective or CPS on the phone, but they know if they have a question or if they need a resource, they have a relationship with an advocate who they can reach out to indefinitely. We're always going to be there for them. We also have improved our coordinated responses to where those teams that are working together are working together longer and having more communications throughout that entire process. And building off of that really strong and established multidisciplinary team model, we have incorporated care coordination services. And what that means is we've expanded our services to support victims of trafficking. A lot of victims of human trafficking or sexual exploitation don't identify as victims. So it's that we have professionals that are working together not only to help identify those high-risk victims who aren't going to identify themselves, but are seeing those patterns that are indicative of human trafficking and exploitation, to get services in place, to make sure they're supported even if they're not ready to do a forensic interview, or even if they're not ready to move out of the situation that they're in or away from their offender, so that they can get those supportive services. So that's a new expansion that we are doing now. Our forensic interviews over the last 5 years have increased over 80%. And I know that sounds like a bad thing because that means more is happening, but I want to assure you that it is happening whether or not those interviews are occurring. That increase in interviews mean that the system's working. That means that children are being given that space, that safe, neutral space to use their words where they're not being pressured what to say or what not to say, and can use their own words to express their experience. We have expanded our community outreach in schools. We're involved in every single school in Hunt County with trainings for the professionals and with student trainings on body boundaries and bullying and things such as that. We've also expanded our screening mechanisms and therapy modalities so that we can ensure that every single client that's receiving therapy is receiving a personalized and very effective type of therapy for what their individual needs are. That includes individual therapy, play therapy. We are doing group therapy now, and we have also developed a program for clinical trauma-sensitive yoga, and that is incorporating those yoga techniques into a victim-centered way with meditation and mindfulness to allow our clients to help understand how trauma has affected their bodies and self-regulate their physical responses to that trauma. So that's been a really fantastic thing that we also offer to the professionals that work these cases because they're also affected by that trauma. So to help them with the vicarious trauma and support them. In the last 5 years, our case outcomes have improved. Every single trial case that has involved the Children's Advocacy Center has resulted in a guilty verdict. And that is the result of jury education, of community awareness about the dynamics of child abuse and sexual assault. And it's also because of that collaborative approach to ensuring that those professionals are working together to really figure out what happened in those cases and exonerate the innocent so that the resources can be really focused on those cases that need their attention. It also is due to the advocacy and the additional medical services and medical evaluations. Our medical evaluations are the physical medical evaluations, if there's concerns about physical abuse, as well as sexual assault nurse examinations. Our Hunt County's sexual assault nurse examinations have increased by over 100% in the last 5 years, meaning that those children and those adult survivors are given an opportunity to meet with a highly trained sexual assault nurse advocate and get that assessment. This really improves the prosecution of those cases. There's that extra piece of evidence. There's additionally that extra piece where the medical person who's the sexual assault nurse examiner can testify to what the child said, and their testimony doesn't have to adhere to the hearsay rule in court, meaning they can talk about exactly what the child told them to help show what the child said and reduce the trauma that they're having to go through in this process. We have an advocate at every single sexual assault nurse exam. We perform the sexual assault nurse exams at our office that are outside of 120 hours, or those are done at the hospital facilities. I do want to give a little disclaimer before this next slide. It might be difficult to look at. It's not explicit, but it might be a little difficult to look at, so I do want to give a disclaimer. Look away if you need to. So what we're showing here is our one of our next goals is to upgrade our camera system for those sexual assault nurse exams. And it's so critical to ensure that every single child is getting those needs met in whatever case they have, and that they're given the best opportunity to support what their statement is. And there are times that there might be bruising that hasn't appeared, it's not visible to the human eye yet. This upgrade that is our goal that we're going to be incorporating is 8,000% higher resolution than original versions. The technology provides ultraviolet contrast so that the images can be reviewed at a micro detailing down to the single hair follicle. And the high level of detail just really allows experts to determine the age of the bruising or the wounds and the extent of the trauma so that they can make informed decisions on the care that this client needs to receive. And so not only does it help support those prosecution efforts, but it really helps support the services that this family might need. Our goal with improving and expanding our services and improving and expanding our technologies is to help the children get the justice that they deserve. We want to ensure that every child and survivor is receiving every critical service, and those result in stronger prosecutions. That results in higher prosecution rates, and that results in a safer Hunt County. And our community move and support through that process. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. We appreciate everyone that spoke today. At this time, David Ellis, like I said earlier, 3 of our board members got together and they chose our nonprofit of the year, 2023, and David Ellis, one of our board members, is going to award this presentation.
Well, unlike Lori Cope, who had 4 minutes to speak, she said I had 10 seconds. So I'm just going to take just a second. I just want to introduce myself, David Ellis with Greenville Board of Development. I'm also a chamber board and an ambassador for the chamber. So 3 of us, Liz Norman, Katie Ridge, and myself, reviewed all 11 of these wonderful organizations that applied for the funds for Nonprofit of the Year. It was a tough decision because they all deserve it. But this year, we would like to award Twin Rotors Mission to the Nonprofit of the Year. Paul Morgan, for the police and for the senior.
We're very, very pleased to present you with $1,000 check. Again, as Shirley said earlier, we of our funds for our auction in the summer, so we are delighted to be able to give this to you.
That ends our session today, and I just want to thank you for coming. Don't forget to shop local this Christmas, and may your holidays be filled with peace, love, and laughter. Sean has a giveaway.
Head to the business before hours on Tuesday morning at Exton Regional Medical Center, 7:30 to 9. Come see us.
Yes, business before hours this Tuesday at the hospital from 7:30 to 9. You can come for 10 minutes, or you can come and stay the whole time. And Grinchmas is tomorrow. You can come out and go shopping at the chamber.
Parade tonight.
And the parade tonight, yes. It starts at 6 o'clock.
Okay, Bonnie's going to do the drawing.
Gotcha, Graham, sweetie. Thank you all so much. I sincerely appreciate the award, and we look forward to sharing the progress that we make with the funds. And also, please, on the tables, there's my business card along with a bracelet. I want to remind everybody to please remember our troops this Christmas. Those who can't be home. My first Christmas away was when I was in South Korea, and I know how heartbreaking it can be. So please remember our troops.
And again, if you're a new member, you'll meet with Cameron over here so we can get your picture and post it on social media.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.